Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Verna if you're new here, and I make videos about microlocks with a pinch of lifestyle. Today's video, I am going to be talking about all things DIY microlocks, giving some tips on how to start your own microlock. This is based on me starting my own microlocks in September of 2023. If you are thinking about locking your hair, whether that be microlocks or traditional locks, small traditional lock, hopefully this video will be helpful to you as you start your journey. So the first thing you're gonna wanna think about if you are trying to start your own DIY microlocks is to figure out your maintenance schedule. So you will have to figure out if you're going to be retying your hair yourself or if you're gonna go to a salon and have a professional loctician retie your hair every 6 to 8 weeks. You know, you have to consider the costs. If you have microlocks, I want to say the range of retying can be anywhere between $160. For me, it was about $165. For some I've seen it could be like maybe $150, maybe $130. So it's like within that general range. And it's every 6 to 8 weeks. So technically that's every other month. So that is something to consider. If you know you're really good with just maintaining your hair yourself, you're gonna start your locks and maintain them yourself, that's awesome. You're gonna be saving a ton of money. So but it just depends on you, your lifestyle, what you feel is best for you personally and financially. Second thing you're going to do is get you a good old-fashioned crochet hook. So you can either use these, use this, or depending on I guess your preference and how long your hair is, you could also use one of these. So just another hook, putting the lock through this side and then going back in through the root of the hair, pulling it out, and making your different rotations. So this came in like a little pack from the beauty store. Did I get this? No, I got this on Amazon. Bought it on Amazon. If I can find the link to this, I will put it below in the description box. But this I got from the beauty store, which was about like $3 to $3, something like that. So those are very important tools if you are wanting to DIY microlocks on your hair. Now, the third thing I want to mention is how basically you envision your microlocks to look like. I have a whole video on this when I discussed if lock count really matters. I just basically said that, it just depends on the person, what your preferences are. I will leave the link to that video below. That can also really help anybody that is wanting to microlock their hair, do small traditional locks, regular locks, or traditional locks. Now, before you start your locks, you are going to wash, condition, and blow dry your hair. Before you blow dry your hair, of course, oiling your scalp, making sure that there's moisture in there before you start. By this point, I would also say you would have probably already had an idea of what kind of grid pattern that you want in your hair. Do you want a grid pattern? Do you not want a grid pattern? Do you want traditional box grid? Do you want like diamond parts? Do you want C parts? Have something called like organic parting? That sort of thing. So I know in my case, I don't have a grid. I don't even know if I would call it, I would call it organic parting. I guess that would be it. The only thing I made sure I did was give myself a middle part because that is something that I didn't fully have with my first set of locks. And I wanted to make sure that I had that lined up pretty nice. You'll also want to know or have an idea of how you want to start your microlocks or small traditional locks. Whether you planned on, I'll say this, depending on the texture of your hair, it might be better for you to start off by braiding the root of your hair and twisting it all the way down. That is what I did. I have 4C, low density, fine hair. It might be more beneficial to you if you have like, 3C hair, you have a little bit of a looser curl, you could start off by installing braid locks. You could start also by interlocking the roots. You could also just do twists and then just interlock the roots to make sure the roots stay because sometimes twists can just easily unravel. There's a couple different ways you can start your microlocks or small traditional locks. I extensively encourage the use of research prior to your microlocks. I also mentioned this in the video where I discuss if lock count matters. So if you want a little more information about that, you can watch it in that video. But next thing we want to do is once your hair is all done, you have established your grid, your DIY microlocks are installed, everything is looking good. Go ahead and give yourself a little mist of water And I remember spraying my hair with some water a little bit, maybe doing a little bit of oil, making sure you seal in that moisture. In retrospect, when starting my locks, I mentioned this in my previous videos, the only thing I regret about my Microlocs is not making more of them. But when I had my first set of traditional locks, I had them installed at a salon. The lady was not a loctician. She was just a hair braider. I would say I just regret not making more of them, but I did install these impulsively, but I did extensive research for about a year first before I installed them. But I was also afraid that if I made them too small, then it would just be harder for me to maintain. Because this is hard for me to maintain sometimes. It can take me a couple days, depending on how I'm feeling. I think it can take me one day if I, sit and focus, but, my arms hurt, everything hurts, and, I rather just take my time when I do it. So bottom line, just make sure you're establishing a good plan prior. Make sure you've done extensive research, make sure you have your tools ready, and you know what, if you're still unsure at the end of the day, you can always go to a loctician, go to a lock salon and just have someone examine your hair, do a consultation, something like that first. And of course, you can have them install your locks instead. And if you wanted to maintain them yourself afterward, that's also fine. Those are all the lock tips I have for you. I did wanted to quickly give a 360 of my hair. I attempted to do a braid out yesterday and it was really impulsive. I didn't have a lot of time. I did it at like maybe 12:30 or like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I took it out the next day at like 8 o'clock. So not really a long time for it to really like sit and, form a good pattern, but it was okay. At work, we had picture day. So I wanted to make sure I did something with my hair. For me, fine, low density, natural hair, I want volume. I want volume. So I did this and I was nervous because I didn't know if it was just gonna stand up on my head like this. My hair is short, so, I didn't know how it would look. But I have seen other girls on YouTube, do braid out, perm rods, twist outs on their hair, and it looks so cute. So I was like, all right, let me just try it. So I did it and I liked it. So I would love to make another video of maybe me doing a twist out or doing curls in my hair, something. I just want to see, just want to play with it and see how it looks. This is it. It really lost its little pattern. It's more of like waves right now. I also wanted to let you guys know that I do have a Microloc page on Instagram. It's called Lady V Locks. If you are not following me, please do. I'm learning how to use Instagram to promote my YouTube channel, so if you give me a follow on there, that would be great. So thank you all for watching today's video. I hope this video has been helpful to anybody that wants to do their own Microlocs. It is definitely a journey. It has been a fun one. So, and for me, it's been nice to compare my first lock journey to the second lock journey that I have, because I was more intentional with my second set of locks. Oh yes, and I also wanted to say that I made a poll about whether or not I should make a Q&A video. It could be about locks, it could be about just life in general, while I was maybe taking down a twist out or maybe taking down a perm rod set. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them. I would gladly make a Q&A video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.